New Hampshire was certainly a chaotic race, and from that, many new drivers have emerged in my power rankings. Hello, everybody. My name is Brody. Welcome into the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome into another installment of my power rankings. If you guys do remember from my previous power rankings video, I did mention there are a lot of race car drivers who are currently not on my rankings who can be if they can just put together a few good races because they are very talented and are in very fast race cars. And this week at New Hampshire, a lot of those drivers hit it on the money and did really well. So from that, we have a lot of new drivers in my power rankings. I'm very excited for you guys to see those drivers and also the changes I made at the top of the board. So without further ado, let's get into this week's power rankings. Let's first begin with my honorable mentions. And as you could see, a lot of new faces have emerged in this section. And we'll start with Chris Buescher. And this is the first week ever that Chris Buescher has not been a part of my power rankings ever since I started doing this series. And the reason why he falls off my top 10 is because even though he's consistent, he's not consistently good enough. He's just kind of riding along, getting those 20th to 15th place finishes. Nothing too special. His last top 10 was at Atlanta, and while his average finishes aren't bad, they're not good enough to keep him in my top 10 of 16.6 in the last 5 and 14.4 in the last 10. Still pretty good, but I just have not seen the speed in the raw ability to go up there and lead a few laps or go get top 5 speed. I haven't seen that from Chris Buescher, and I haven't even seen consistent top 10 speed. So for that reason, I'm going to have to leave him off my power rankings just for this week, but he slides in to my honorable mentions. My next honorable mention is William Byron, and he too also falls out of my top 10 in the power rankings. He had a very poor New Hampshire finish. The speed was certainly there for a top 10 at the very least, but that was only if he kept all four wheels on his race car, and unfortunately, that did not happen. And his average finishes are again, okay, similar to Chris Buescher, but nothing too special of 16.2 in the last 5 and 14.8 in the last 10. So I expect a lot more from William Byron. And why he was featured in my power rankings is because many drivers who are more usually consistently faster than him were not doing very good. And while William Byron wasn't lighting the world on fire, he slid into my top 10. And now with the bad finish at New Hampshire and other drivers doing a lot better, he has to unfortunately fall off my power rankings, but he does slide into the honorable mentions. And my last honorable mention is Tyler Reddick. And welcome back to the honorable mentions list, Tyler Reddick. It's been a long while. This half of the season has been something to forget for Tyler Reddick, but I'm starting to see some more consistency and more of the speed back in this race car and with this team. They just got the pole at New Hampshire. They spun out on the first lap, but they still were able to rebound for a top 10, which is very impressive. And in 11th place last week at Richmond was pretty impressive as well. The average finishes are obviously not great, really weighted down by the poor streaks of bad finishes they had. But if Tyler Reddick could keep this consistency up, he may have a spot in the power rankings in the coming weeks. So for now, he's an honorable mention. Now let's begin my actual power rankings. Kicking us off in the number 10 spot is Austin Cindric. And why I kept Cindric in over guys like Chris Buescher and William Byron is just because I've seen more raw speed from Cindric, more so than I have William Byron or Chris Buescher. He finished third at Richmond, a great run there, and 12th at New Hampshire, a solid result. And his average finishes are also pretty impressive, 14.4 in the last 5 and 14.8 in the last 10. Still not to the level of his teammates of Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, but Cindric is holding serve in his points position. He's going to probably make the chase unless something catastrophic happens at Daytona. So overall, I think this is a successful season for Cindric, and I'm happy to see him running more consistently with more speed as well. So Cindric holds serve at the number 10 spot. In the number 9 spot, and welcome back to my power rankings, Mr. Kyle Larson. Larson has had a very good past few weeks of 6th at Richmond and a top 5 of 5th place at New Hampshire. And New Hampshire was very notable because Larson absolutely carried Chevy, its entire manufacturer, on its back because you had to go all the way back to 15th to find the next closest Chevy in the finishing result. So Larson, the speed is potentially returning. The average finishes are still not great by any means, but hopefully this is some sort of sign that Chevy, specifically the 5 team, I guess, is finding more speed on a more consistent level. And if they can figure out how to bring it to the racetrack more often than not, the sky's the limit, and then maybe Larson can actually compete for a championship in the chase, but only time will tell. But for right now, I'm happy to say Larson has done enough and is back in my power rankings at the 9 spot. In the number 8 spot, and also welcome back to my power rankings, Bubba Wallace. Yes, rightfully so. He reemerges in my power rankings after a incredibly strong run at New Hampshire, where he almost got the win, but just came up a little bit short. Still a solid runner-up finish from Bubba Wallace, and his average finishes also look pretty impressive of 13.6 in the last 5 and 14.8 in the last 10. I would still love to see more consistency out of Bubba Wallace and his entire team. It's not there perfectly right now. You can see it's a 6th place finish, then a 28th place finish, 12th, okay, 20th, meh, and then a second. If we can just get some more consistency going, this team can be a real threat for more race wins, more top fives. But until then, they're going to remain more of an inconsistent team with the hills and valleys and all that stuff. So I'm happy to see Bo Wallace reemerge in my power rankings, but I just want to see the consistency come a little bit more often. Shout out Bo Wallace for that 2nd place finish at New Hampshire. That vaults him up to my power rankings at the number 8 spot. In the number 7 spot, and I actually can't believe I'm saying this, welcome to the power rankings, Josh Berry, a driver who was featured in my worst rankings or bottom rankings video a few weeks ago. He emerges in my power rankings because what a 4 race stretch Josh Berry has been on. A 7th place, 4th place, 8th place, and a 3rd place just recently at New Hampshire. And look, before that, it was 33rd, 29th, 28th, 33rd, 25th, 36th. Then he goes on this crazy run, really helping out his average finishes of 11.6 in the last 5. His last 10 isn't great, but for the stretch of races, last 4 races, this has to propel him in my power rankings, and I definitely want to give him a shout out because Barry is currently searching for a ride. There's been no confirmed news of a ride, no rumors or rumblings yet, so I'm hoping these runs can help him secure some sort of spot, even if it's a part-time basis. But for Josh Berry right now, absolutely incredible stretch of races he's putting on, and it definitely warrants him to be inside my power rankings. He finds himself at the number 7 spot. Here's where things get really tricky for me to rank the top 6. The top 6 right now are definitely the most consistent and fastest drivers week in, week out. And one poor finish, mediocre finish, and sometimes a decent finish will still drop you in my ranking. So I did my best, but here is your top 6, beginning with the 6th spot of Chase Briscoe. He drops down 2 spots because he did have a pretty poor finish of 26. Was his race car, was his speed warranting a 26th place finish? No, he got behind the strategy and then the race kind of got away from him. But he had top 10 speed for sure. His average finishes are still very good. But unfortunately for Chase Briscoe, a lot of drivers had really good results ahead of him. And I had to drop Chase Briscoe just slightly to the 6th position. In the 5th position, and also dropping 2 spots, is Ty Gibbs. He got a 6th place finish at New Hampshire, which is really good. But like I mentioned, a lot of drivers ahead of him had even better races. So for Ty Gibbs, while his average finishes are extremely impressive of 7.6 and 7.7, I just could not find the spot, the room for him to maintain or go up a spot. So unfortunately for Gibbs, he does drop 2 positions, but he is still running extremely well and deserves to be inside the top 6 very firmly. In the fourth position and also dropping 2 spots is Joey Logano. He did not have a super bad New Hampshire, but it was interesting to see how Logano's speed differentiated from Cindric and Blaney. Logano was truly kind of just in the middle, even before that wreck occurred. He was caught up in a wreck. He rebounds to finish 14th, but the speed was not overly impressive. I think it was a top 12 to 10th place car, so nothing too crazy. His average finishes are also just still very good of 6.6 in the last 5 and 13 solid in the last 10. So Logano, not a crazy race, a good rebound, but I did not like seeing the average speed we did see from Logano, especially when his one of his teammates did extremely well. So Logano drops a couple positions to the fourth spot. In the third spot and moving up 2 positions is Christopher Bell. And C. Bell, his consistency is really astonishing. If you take out that 20th place finish at North Wilkesboro, just look at his finishes. Fifth, second, seventh, fourth. How crazy is that? His average finishes do reflect that of seventh in the last 5, 10.9 in the last 10. So Christopher Bell, he's extremely consistent and consistently fast as well. And a fourth place finish at New Hampshire, he had struggles at New Hampshire. He had struggles on pit lane, had to go to the back, rebounded still to finish top 5. So Christopher Bell, yes, the wins have not come, but if you just put yourself in the position to win every single week, a win or two, or in this case, many wins can come for Christopher Bell if he just keeps doing what he's doing in that entire 20 team. So C Bell has been so impressive to me, and I had to move him up and show him some love because his finishes as of late are just nuts. And those wins are definitely going to come here soon. So Christopher Bell moves up to the third spot. In the second spot and moving up 4 positions is Ryan Blaney. Off the back of that win at New Hampshire in amazing fashion, had the fastest car the entire race and on 2 tires had to hold off a hard charging Bubba Wallace and Josh Berry. Got the job done and was just a masterful performance and really rebounding. I mean, his last couple of races have not been too impressive of 13th and 26th and 11th. He did have a third place finish at Iowa, but after that incredibly consistent stretch, he had a bit of a rough patch, but third at Iowa and then winning at New Hampshire is very good to see, especially as we head in to the chase. And there was a lot of talk of, did the speed flip between Logano and Blaney? I definitely don't think so. I think Blaney is still high on that horse as the #1 driver at Team Penske, securing his third win of this season. His average finishes are solid as well, 10.8 in the last 5 and 8.7 in the last 10. So Ryan Blaney moves up to the second position. In the #1 spot and holding it for another week is Denny Hamlin because he is so fast and so consistent. Look at his last 5 races average finish, 4.6. That is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Obviously the best in the Cup Series, and then 7.9 in the last 10 races. So Denny Hamlin, while the wins have not come as frequently as he would like, the speed, the consistency is definitely there, and it's going to hold him serve at my #1 spot in my power rankings. So here is your power rankings for this week. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Lots of new faces in my power rankings and lots of changes at the top of the board like they are going to be every single week because it is so crazy the dog fight that it is for the top 6 positions. Like, it's just absolutely nuts, but it's so fun for me to make these videos and use all the stats I presented to you guys just to try to accurately reflect my thought process and rank them accordingly. So I have a blast making these videos for you guys and hope you guys do enjoy them. If you could please support the channel by just leaving a like on the video, show that you enjoy the video, it would mean the absolute world to me. If it's your first time ever here on the channel, please consider subscribing and joining the NASCAR community, for which we are growing here on this channel. If you're looking for NASCAR content, you will definitely find it here. Race reviews on Friday Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for the Truck Series, O'Reilly Series, and the Cup Series. I report on NASCAR news, NASCAR content every single week as well. So if you enjoy NASCAR, this is the place to get your NASCAR content. But as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll leave you with this. Have a great, wonderful, and even splendid rest of your day. See ya.